Hey there, welcome back to my garden. Today we're on the back patio again. We've been up in the front for the last several videos, but today we're back here again to be planting up a container that I thought would be fun to plant with succulents. It's actually not really a container. I'm not even sure what this box is. I found it quite a while ago at an antique store, and then when we were back here cleaning up the back patio and I rearranged some things, I thought that it would be a fun thing to try out. So let me just show you the container and give you an idea what I'm thinking about. Okay, so this is our quote-unquote container. I just have this galvanized watering can in it right now, and then this will be the container. It's probably about 2.5 to 3 inches deep. There is no water, no drainage holes, although there are some holes up here, but with succulents, I think it's going to be okay. I've had them in containers that don't have drainage holes before, and I just got to be really mindful of not overwatering them, which is not ever really an issue for me because I tend to not water as much as I should. So this is just kind of a fun little box. It has this little opening here. I can kind of store some things in there, and yeah, I just thought it would be fun to just to really fill it with a bunch of different types of succulents. I did previously have this Kimberly fern in it, but when I put that in here, it just like spilled out several feet, and that just kind of blocks the way of this porch swing that we just put up. So I think that just an array of colors and textures of the different succulents would be a lot better here in this spot, which gives us an opportunity then to go to one of my favorite places for succulents, and that is Hillcrest Nursery out towards Woodburn, Oregon. They grow an abundance of succulents, so I'm really excited to show you guys. I haven't really been there very many times this year, so I'm excited to have a reason to go, and it's always super fun for me to pick out succulents. So let's head out there to Hillcrest Nursery and see what they have. All right, here we are at Hillcrest Nursery, and this is one of my most favorite places to come for succulents. They just have so many varieties. They also have a lot of cactus and just quite a variety of 4-inch plants. A lot of unique things too. House plants, all the things. They're actually I think it's the owner of this. I believe she's actually related to the owner of S&K Nursery, which is just down the road, which I love to go to also. So it's kind of fun to come to both places and support them. So anyway, I'm just going to go in and wander around and try to put together just a pretty combination of variety of colors and shapes and things like that of the succulents that I can find here. And I'll just show you around a little bit of this nursery too. Look at all these containers. They look familiar, right? They're very similar to the ones that I got out at S&K Nursery. They're a little less expensive here. They seem to be more similar, more focused on the reds, but it's really beautiful too. Similar styles. How cute is this one? They actually have a succulent in it. It's a nice combo in this one too. And some rosemary. Yeah, really similar design to what the one is that I have. Well, this one even has a spirea in it. It's really sweet. We have some rectangular ones. A little weed in there. Oh, look how cute that is. Oh, and look at the caladiums. Aren't those beautiful? I do have some. It's $10 for that. It's a pretty good price. Beautiful colors. Oh, they're heucheras. Oh, let's see. This is really similar to what I found when I was over at S&K. They just had, the whole setup of well, they didn't have the whole setup. Oh, but look at this. This is what I have in mind, and I wasn't sure what it is. Euonymus fortunei. That is one of the plants in my box that I got. But anyway, they just have this all laid out here until you can make your own. Just so cool. Here's their whole cactus. Well, not their whole cactus area. We have it all over there as well. Just some cute, creative containers. Look at this. Some cute different head planters. Just have some very creative people that work here. I mean, look at this. If there's any cactus, I think, that you're interested in, you could probably find it here. So these don't have drain holes, and I guess that's kind of good to see because the container that I'm going to be planting into doesn't have drain holes either. So it's really just going to have to be, careful watering of what I put together. So I don't have many yet that have kind of this habit. I'm trying to decide though if I want to just stick with ones that are flat like this, or if incorporating in, that could be fun. Probably can't do too many more because the container that I'm putting these into is probably smaller than this box actually is. So maybe I should, I'll just look along here for maybe some more small ones that can be just kind of tucked in. I think this has these little small guys on it, so that would be good. Can't even. Every time I come here, I'm just still in awe of how many different varieties there are of these succulents. I just think that they're so cool to look at. I'd grab one of these. Just for the sake of interest, I'm going to go with one of these. This is, I don't know what size container that is, but you can see how it's just a cluster of the succulents. So I think I'm going to take out this little guy here because they look very similar to that one, and it'll just give a little bit more interest of just a bunch of just individual little guys and having one cluster. Yeah, I like that. Maybe I should look over here for more like that than that one, but I could replace this one. Even though it has some more of the blush in it, I could replace it with this one for a little bit added interest of the different sizes. It's super pretty. Okay, well I guess I'll look down here on the, I think these are the 4-inch, what they call the 4-inch containers. Like this one, you get one, and then you get the little baby on the side. I think I did grab one of these. Oh, this one's nice and tight. If I was to want to keep them together, if I wanted to do this one, I could just snap this guy off and put it in there put it in there separate. So let's see. See, that's really similar to that one right there. These are cute. Look at this little bundle. And this one too. This is different. I don't have any of these in there. I like that variation of the, the leaf compared to the more pokey ones. These are kind of thicker, and those are different from what I have in there already. So nestled in here. They're snug. See, that shows you how quite tightly you can plant your succulent garden. They don't seem to mind that one bit. Okay, I'm pretty sure that I could, just keep changing out. I don't know that there's a right or wrong answer here. My only concern is that I might not have any that are too different in height. Otherwise, it might end up just being kind of flat, but you're a frog. Maybe I could just do something like this, although that's probably really not much higher. But it does look like it wants to grow a little bit more upright, so putting something like that in could be helpful. Just walking around, just found this little guy. Some babies on the side. Okay, we're back, and I have the collection of succulents that we picked up, and there's just an array of them. None of them are labeled, so I've kind of have been looking online for identification charts for succulents, just out of my own interest. It's it doesn't matter too much because their needs are pretty similar depending on the variety. But I'll link below some of the interesting charts that I found if you are trying to identify them. I'll put some of the names up on the screen too of ones that I think I have. But at any rate, I think I'm just going to get some soil into the container. I think I might add in some perlite into the soil. I'll just put probably a really just thin layer on the bottom of that, and then start placing the plants in, and just kind of making it, like I said, it's like almost like a tapestry or like a quilt, of this texture and the colors, which I love. I mean, I'm realizing more and more as I look around my gardens that is a lot of what I have going on. I have very few flowering things. I mean, especially this time of the year, it's just a lot more color of foliage and different textures and different sizes and different shapes of plants. I lean heavily on that, and this little succulent garden will kind of be similar to that idea. So I'm just gonna get some soil and get placing in these sweet little plants. dump in some soil into the little cracks, which I think is going to be kind of difficult because this is so packed in here. But I've got to try and get some more in there around the root balls. They are really close, so a lot of them are just, you know, touching each other. So I'm just going to use the fork so that I can just angle it in there and press it down. This is an experiment of whether this is going to work or not, or how long this will last. Really don't want to touch these too much because then you rub off the like powdery covering on them, and that's not ideal. So I'm trying to not actually touch them too much. Oh, I'm so happy with how this turned out. I don't know. I just adore the color combination. I love the texture. It is planted so thickly that I'm really hoping that it survives. Like I said before, this will be a little bit of an experiment, but that's okay. I'm gonna just water it through the little. I have a really thin-necked watering can that I'll just stick, you know, the watering can right in there and like just in the little holes and just get the soil a little bit moist. It won't need to be watered much though, you know, in the winter time because they hold a lot of moisture in their leaves, and the soil won't dry out because it'll be, you know, won't be too hot. And this will be protected under this area, so I think that it will be nice and happy back here. But I just love the combination of ones that have the babies around them, a couple right here, and then just the littles and the trailing right here. There's a couple trailing, the one right here and right on the side. So yeah, I'm just gonna cross my fingers and do my best to take care of this because I just think it is so pretty, and I love how it works with the side of the box. I think that just looks really nice. I did have a few left over, these three right here, which I do really like, so I don't know why I didn't reach for them sooner, especially this one. I love the thickness of this, but anyway, it still turned out cute. These were ones that I had in my garden shed that were getting kind of leggy, so I just plucked those off and stuck them down into the soil. And I think with the long root or the long stem that they had, they should root pretty well. I didn't let them callus off or anything like that, but they were really dry, so I don't think that they're going to get overly watered. So anyway, they just got kind of tucked in around the sides, and yeah, we'll see what those do. And then I have a bunch of leaves that fell off, and so I was doing some research on what to do with these guys. And I was just reading about laying them on soil, letting this part callus over, and then starting to water them. And then as they lay there on the soil, they're supposed to send out roots and root in, and then you can transfer them. I could transfer them back into these little guys, and they would send off their babies, and this part would shrivel up, and then I'd evidently have a whole new plant. So I don't know, that might be kind of a fun experiment. There's quite a few in here that fell off, so I don't know, would be kind of a fun experiment. I can imagine that Connor, my littlest guy, would probably think that's pretty fun to observe and see if that works. That takes some attention and some diligence on my part to make sure that they stay just the right bit of water. I don't know, it's probably worth a try. So we'll probably give that a go here. But in the meantime, I'm just going to really enjoy this little succulent garden and do my best to take good care of it. This is just delightful. It was a nice way to spend the day. So I hope you enjoyed watching it come together. Cross your fingers, say a prayer for my little succulents that they'll survive. Anyway, thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.